Jaime Pressly is a name that millions of American television viewers know well. She spent years making them laugh as the sharp-tongued, unpredictable Joy Turner on the NBC sitcom My Name Is Earl, a role that earned her one of television's highest honors. Now, at 48 years old, the Emmy award-winning actress is making a move that is drawing significant attention, not just from fans, but from anyone watching how the entertainment industry continues to change around them. Pressly has launched a page on OnlyFans, the subscription-based content platform that has become one of the more talked about and controversial corners of the internet over the past several years. But what exactly is driving a decorated Hollywood actress to make this kind of shift? And what does it tell us about where the entertainment business is headed? To understand the answer to that question, it helps to understand what OnlyFans actually is and why it has become a destination for people far beyond its original user base. The platform launched in 2016 and was initially used by a wide range of creators, including fitness instructors, chefs, and musicians who wanted to sell content directly to subscribers. Over time, it became widely associated with adult content, though the platform itself hosts creators across many categories. What makes it attractive to anyone trying to build a direct relationship with an audience is simple. The platform allows creators to set their own prices, control their own content, and keep a significant share of the revenue without a studio, network, or label taking the majority of the cut. For someone who has spent decades in an industry where other people hold most of the cards, that kind of control is no small thing. Pressly officially launched her OnlyFans page on May 7th, and she did not shy away from explaining her reasoning. In a statement shared with both Variety and TMZ, she said, and these are her words, that she has always believed in evolving with the times. She described the move as another way to connect directly with her audience, on her own terms, with creativity and intention. She also referenced her experiences meeting fans at Comic-Con events over the years, saying those face-to-face moments were part of what made her want to find platforms that offered something similar but at a larger and more consistent scale. Her OnlyFans biography promises exclusive photos and videos, behind-the-scenes content from her daily life, what she calls late-night thoughts, one-on-one chats with subscribers, and content that shows, in her words, the side of her that Hollywood does not always get to see. Whether you find that pitch compelling or not, it is clearly designed to appeal to fans who feel a personal connection to her and want something more than what a standard social media feed provides. So what kind of content are subscribers actually going to get? And how does this compare to what other celebrities have offered on the platform? That is a fair question, and the honest answer is that Pressly has been deliberately vague about the specifics, describing her page as personal, playful, and completely unfiltered. She has not publicly defined where the content will fall on the spectrum from general lifestyle material to explicit adult content, which is a distinction the platform allows creators to make entirely on their own. What she has made clear is that this is about creative freedom and direct access. In an industry where even well-known actors can go years between significant roles, especially as they move past their 30s and 40s, the ability to generate income and maintain visibility without waiting for a network to call is a meaningful advantage. And Pressly is not arriving at this decision in isolation. She was, in fact, preceded by a close friend whose own OnlyFans launch drew enormous public attention just weeks earlier. Shannon Elizabeth, best known to audiences of a certain generation for her breakout role in the 1999 comedy American Pie and her subsequent appearances in the Scary Movie franchise, launched her OnlyFans profile in late April, and by nearly every measure, the results were staggering. Elizabeth reportedly earned more than $1.2 million in her first 7 days on the platform. That kind of number is difficult to ignore, and it almost certainly factored into the conversation Pressly was already having with herself and with the industry consultants helping her think through the decision. Elizabeth spoke candidly about what led her to make the move, and her words carry a weight that anyone who has followed the entertainment industry for a long time will recognize. She told People magazine that one of her central motivations was exhaustion. Specifically, she said she had grown tired of working in a system where other people controlled the narrative and the outcome of her career. Those are not the words of someone who is desperate. Those are the words of someone who has achieved real success, knows what that success cost her in terms of autonomy, and has decided that a different arrangement is more appealing at this stage of her life. She added that she was choosing OnlyFans because it allows her to connect directly with her audience, create on her own terms, and be free. She even went so far as to say she believes this model is the future. Given what the numbers showed in her first week, it would be hard to argue with her from a purely financial standpoint. So where does Jaime Pressly fit into this picture? And why should anyone beyond entertainment industry insiders care about the choices of a celebrity they may or may not follow closely? The answer to that question actually matters more than it might appear on the surface. What Pressly and Elizabeth are doing is part of a broader and accelerating shift in how talent, at every level of the entertainment business, is thinking about its relationship with audiences and with money. For decades, the Hollywood system operated on a simple model. Studios and networks held the power. They decided which projects got made, which actors got cast, how those actors were marketed, and how much they were paid. Talent signed contracts, showed up, and accepted whatever creative and financial terms were on offer because there was no real alternative. That model is under significant pressure right now, and platforms like OnlyFans are just one example of how the alternatives are multiplying. The connection between Pressly and Elizabeth also deserves a closer look, because it suggests that what is happening here is not random. The two posted a joint Instagram photo together on April 26th, just days before Elizabeth's OnlyFans page launched and about 11 days before Pressly's own launch date. At the time, many observers speculated the post was a signal that Pressly would be following her friend's lead. That speculation turned out to be correct. Elizabeth wrote on the post that it was wonderful seeing Pressly after all those years and described her as a beautiful human, inside and out. Whether the meeting was coincidental or deliberate is not entirely clear, but the timing is striking. These are two women who came up in the entertainment business during the same general era, both known for comedic work that leaned into bold and unapologetic characters, and both now making a very public pivot toward a platform that operates entirely outside the traditional Hollywood ecosystem. What makes Pressly's career trajectory particularly interesting in this context is that she is not someone whose career has simply stalled. That is worth stating plainly. She won her Emmy for My Name Is Earl back in 2007 for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series, and she went on to spend 8 years as a cast member on the CBS sitcom Mom, which ran from 2013 to 2021 alongside Allison Janney and Anna Faris. Mom was a well-regarded show that attracted a loyal audience and earned critical respect for tackling subjects like addiction and recovery with more honesty than most network comedies attempt. Pressly also received a Critics' Choice Television Award nomination for her work on that series. In more recent years, she has made guest and recurring appearances on shows including Welcome to Flatch, The Conners, and Elsbeth. She has not disappeared. She has continued to work. But continuing to work in Hollywood and thriving on your own terms in Hollywood are two very different things, and that distinction seems to be at the heart of what is motivating Pressly and her peers. Andy Bachman, the chief executive of a company called Creators Incorporated who helped consult Pressly on her OnlyFans launch, put it in straightforward terms. He said Pressly has the rare combination of mainstream star power and genuine audience connection that modern platforms reward. He called her an elite entertainer and predicted that fans would love what she creates. Comments like that from a business consultant are easy to dismiss as promotional language, but there is a real point embedded in what he is saying. Pressly built her following over decades through consistent, memorable work in front of large audiences. She is not starting from zero. She arrives on OnlyFans with name recognition that most people on the platform can only imagine, and that name recognition translates directly into a potential subscriber base before she has posted a single piece of content. The deeper question that all of this raises is what it means for the long-term structure of the entertainment industry when established and respected talent begins rooting around traditional gatekeepers in significant numbers. Studios and networks have always depended on the fact that they controlled access to audiences. They owned the distribution channels. They bought the airtime. They negotiated the deals that put content in front of millions of people. That control is eroding, and it is eroding faster than most of those institutions seem willing to acknowledge publicly. Streaming disrupted the first layer of this model by separating content from scheduled broadcast. Platforms like OnlyFans, Substack, and Patreon are disrupting the next layer by separating talent from studios and networks entirely. When a performer of Pressly's caliber decides that she can generate revenue and maintain creative independence more effectively by building a direct subscriber relationship than by waiting for a network to cast her in something, that is a signal worth taking seriously. For the audience watching all of this unfold, particularly those who have spent decades following Hollywood and the broader entertainment business, there is something both familiar and genuinely new about this moment. Familiar, because the history of show business is full of talented people who felt constrained by the systems they work within and looked for ways to operate with more freedom. New, because the technology now exists to make that freedom economically viable in ways it simply was not 20 or 30 years ago. Jaime Pressly joining OnlyFans is a celebrity news story on the surface. Underneath that surface, it is a case study in how the rules of a very old and powerful industry are being rewritten in real time, one subscriber at a time, by the very people those industries once counted on to keep playing by the old rules.